Alright guys, got our 2000 King Quad 300 back in the garage. A few months ago I put a new brake master cylinder on. The old one, this sight glass is all cracked and it was leaking. When I put this on, I noticed that it has a brake light switch. You can see the terminals right there. And this model does not come with any sort of brake light, so it just has the running lights. So when you hit the brakes, nothing lights up, they just stay like that. So I thought, I could probably put a brake light on this pretty easy now that I have a switch here. So I hopped on Amazon and got some parts. Got an LED brake light, got some wire loom, this is 1/8 inch, got some inline fuses here, got some wire. So I think my plan of attack is, I got an old license plate, and what I can do is utilize where this rack mounts right here. Just take these two nuts off and cut a piece of this license plate out and mount that right here, and then I can put this brake light, something like that. I think that'd look pretty cool right there. So I already determined that this green is ground, and I think this has like 2 different levels of LED in it. That's why there's this brown and yellow. So what I plan to do here is run a power wire from the battery up here, and then just run a power wire back, and I'll just ground to the frame somewhere back here, so I don't have to run 2 wires. I'll just ground back here somewhere. So let's get started. This is how these leads come here. So just cut it in the middle, and this variety pack of fuses, it's got all different kinds of ratings. So I'm gonna go for this lowest one, the 1 amp. I can't imagine this little LED light draws much power, so I'm gonna try 1. If that doesn't work, we'll just bump it up a little bit. So we'll go ahead and cut this, and we'll put a ring on the end so we can attach it to the battery, and we'll get this fuse in. Alright, maybe I'll throw some electrical tape on there too. What we're gonna do here, I got this ready to go, and we need to run this up to the switch, and then from the switch back to the light. So I'll go ahead and add on some wire here with a butt connector just to lengthen this out to make it to the switch. Just like that. Alright, so I cut off a couple feet of wire, and then I got a coat hanger here and I taped it to the end, and I'll use that to fish it up through and come out right about here. There's our wire. And at this point, I'm not connected to the battery yet because I don't want to pop the fuse. So I got my wire here, and I'll go ahead and I'll put some wire loom around it, and I'll put a connector on and put it on one side of this switch here. Okay, so this is where we're at. We got this wire ran over here. I still need to put a few more zip ties here to hold this. And I just cut it extra long. So now what I'll do is go ahead and cut this license plate. Right where my thumb is. So we'll cut it. Put a little bit of a radius on it. Okay, we'll go ahead and mark these so we know where to drill our holes. Alright, and that's what it'll look like. Wires coming out the back. Okay, so this light did not come with any nuts, so I had some M6 nuts in my bin with some split washers, so I'll use that to attach it to this license plate. I'll get a wrench on there and snug them up. Okay, so I just grounded it right here to this nut and just connected the wires. So the green is the ground and the yellow and brown are the power. And got the battery connection here. The fuse is only a couple inches away from the battery. And so now this is only the front brake. It's not, you know, for the rear. I suppose you could rig it up to do that, but I just, you know, you mainly use the front brake anyway. And then this doesn't even need the key on to work, so it should. Let's test it out here. Okay, I'm seeing reflection on the garage door. That's a good sign. Set you up in the tripod. And here's the running lights. So that 1 amp fuse did end up working, so that's good. So this does not draw much power at all. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Put this panel back on here. So yeah, you know, if you don't have a hydraulic, you know, brake like this with the switch, I think you can get those switches to do the same thing if you have manual brakes. I'll look on Amazon. I'll throw a link in the description if I find that, but I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah, this is pretty cool.